Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Daily Dota 2 Casts. My name's Player and I'll be your host for another randomly chosen Captain's Mode game. We have Disbalance on Radiant versus Leviel Pidaracy on Dire. With standard bans including Invoker and Ember Spirit, and less standard like Weaver and Juggernaut just now. And in terms of picks, we have Ancient Apparition and Abaddon on LP's side, whereas this balance went for Rubik and Leshrac. Possibly some sort of a push lineup, although they did ban Lycan, so that doesn't necessarily have to be the case.
Reserve time.
Abaddon, a solid pick for pretty much any lineup, as he can heavily help any of his teammates survive due to his debuff purging Aphotic Shield. Ancient Apparition, known not only for his Ice Blast, capable of sniping off straggling heroes, but also known for his Chilling Touch, which can quite easily give the first blood or just some kills if he's on a tri-lane.
10 seconds remaining.
And a Gyrocopter pick
Team pick.
for this balance, who is most likely going to be their carry. And, well, we do have Rubik and Leshrac. They might actually be going together with Gyro on the bottom lane, with Rubik being able to instantly lift up an enemy and then throwing in to specified ground, so Leshrac can just stun the target with Split Earth. And then the following Rocket Barrage will just pretty much annihilate any of the Squeezer heroes on the LP's side. I found it quite amusing that both teams started banning out carries like Juggernaut, Weaver, and Phantom Assassin before actually picking any of them. But either way, Leviel Pidaracy are going to take Slark, known for his slipperiness, and well, it's actually quite amusing, as someone pointed out to me that he only has Escape marked out as his one strength, as if to disregard, like, okay, he can only just like get in and escape, like he doesn't do anything else, which is quite a bit of a lie considering his Pounce, Dark Pack, ignoring any debuffs he might get, even without the Abaddon, and also the Shadow Dance, which got buffed, reworked in this 6.80, being unable to be detected during Shadow Dance by any sort of true sight. And we have Net Profit on this balance's side, which pretty much just shows that they're gonna go for more of a mid-game lineup, or rather mid-game victory, with Leshrac's Diabolic Edict and Death Prophet's Exorcism being able to just annihilate towers.
Reserve time.
And also Gyrocopter's Flak Cannon to just quickly clear out creep waves. Here you have mid pick by LP with the puck. We've seen quite recently, quite a few times recently, not without reason, considering his
10
elusiveness,
seconds remaining.
but at the same time his ability to just hold
5 seconds
enemy heroes in
remaining.
place with Dream Coil.
Reserve time.
His balance is actually going quite low
10
on
seconds
reserve time. I'm pretty sure they're going to not
5 seconds remaining.
let this last ban escape from them. And Timber Cell
Dire
ban,
team ban.
as it is a wise choice considering that actually this balance's lineup is quite squishy. Well, Levile Pedaracis isn't really that tanky as well, but we have
Radiant
Abaddon
team pick.
helping out everyone. And this balance's
Dire
last
team
pick
pick.
is going to be Doom, whom I assume is actually going to go solo off lane on top. This Prophet might go on mid, and Rubik, Leshrac, and Gyrocopter going tri-lane bottom. And there's just a bit more than a minute for last pick to be chosen
10
by Levile
seconds remaining.
Pedaraci. Unless they want to go random, but I'm pretty sure
5 seconds remaining.
if you actually go as a team into captain's mode, you don't really plan to random your last pick. But yeah, Doom is quite an interesting choice, as if he uses it on if he uses his ultimate Doom on Puck, he cannot just as easily escape as he normally would have. The same goes for Slark. Asian Apparition doesn't really have any means of escape aside from slowing down people with his Ice Vortex and possibly stunning with Cold Feet. But then there's Abaddon, who cannot really be hit with Doom, because the moment his Borrowed Time procs,
10 seconds
Doom
remaining.
just gets shaken off right away. 5 seconds remaining for LP. Do. And here we have a Viper pick, who I'm kind of at a loss. How is their lane setup going to look like? But yeah, this balance immediately takes their heroes of choice, and LP picking up people. But yeah, here we are, and oh, this is quite a cool Doom set.
Prepare for battle.
Well, shiny and big and all that. But either way, speaking of Doom, Ellipses, or well, on this balance aside, Ellipses playing as Doom, going bottom lane. The rest of the team going top, Armageddon and Death Prophet, Farmy on Gyrocopter, 7-Evan on Leshrac, and Benjamin on Rubik. Obviously planning for level 1 First Blood. And on LP's side, you have Nikolai Pianist on Slark, Siberian Style on Puck. Actually has... Oh, I thought those were supposed... those are like rare wings that you could get only
30
from
seconds to
plushies
battle.
or something from TI4. But either way, Spawn on Abaddon alongside with Iron Man on Asian Apparition, with Batman on Viper going pod, and Slark needs to be careful on top, or
The
not,
battle begins.
because this balance just forfeits the idea of, oh no, we will actually have people hiding there in the trees, just waiting for Puck to come up. Although I wonder if they will actually have the damage to do anything to Puck. But yeah, Ripstorm being used immediately, telekinesis, but Lashrak being quite behind. I'm not sure if he got lagged or anything, but yeah, that first blood attempt is going to be thwarted right the fuck away. But yeah, Duma's actually going to, like, I guess visit jungle from time to time to devour something. Flash Dragon Ruby coming up top. Is supposed to help Gyro with Slark. Possibly trying to go actually for a kill right now. Telekinesis is going to be used and Split Earth, but way too late considering that Slark can just pounce away right after Telekinesis. Doom is just gonna walk around, not really give a damn. As he just scorched Earths away. But yeah, that Robin needs to be careful as she gets hit quite a bit and uses a salve already. Abandon decides to TP top. As well as Ancient Apparition, they're just gonna leave Viper alone. Or not, it's actually for the fourth person TPing on top. Just and Chilling Touch being used. Pounce catching Rubik. He has to Dark Pact away as he gets Aphotic shielded and all that. Gyrocopter is actually going to die soon, pretty much now. And is Usha going to fall as well? Yes! And Rubik is probably going to fall as... maybe not. Slark miscalculates his mana, I assume, as he wanted to Dark Pact into Pounce. And he still tried to go in, but he's going to pay for it with his life.
What did you hope to gain from that?
But ultimately it's a 2-4-1 in favor of Livaris, RRD or something. I'm just gonna say with LP. Was being issued by Gyrocopter, which is then unpaused, revoked by Slark, who I guess is quite impatient. Also because he got which is quite easily evident as well in his greediness. But yeah, the first blood actually went to Viper, if I remember correctly. I won't be able to see that right now, but pretty sure it was yeah. So Viper was already well on his way to finishing up his power treads, and actually he's going to be a switch up with Slark going on him against Doom. I guess he just wants to annoy the hell out of Doom with his Essence Shift. But yeah, ultimately it's pretty much a switcheroo between the top and bottom for LP. Camera work with me. On the enters of last hits and the nice. Viper and Gyrocopter are actually have the same score, but like I said, Viper got the last hit on Gyro, so he's pretty much the one winning, nonetheless. In the middle we only have, well, not that much going on. Surprised the Death Prophet hasn't yet leveled her silence once. It does have quite big radius. Not to mention the duration gets quite big later on. Link Touch being used on top. Ruby might be in trouble. But he actually, but the Viper gets split earthed by Seven's split earth. very good aim, especially since it's level 1, so the radius is actually pitifully small. Well, at least, he didn't have to lead that much, or rather, he didn't need to predict that much how is Viper going to pursue Rubik, as it was just a straight line.
Is under attack.
And Puck actually uses his haste. Not sure why it shows that he bottled, but he never shows that he used it. Well, either way, Puck with his Dream Coil is able to help Slark kill off Doom. But Slark barely is surviving with like 10 HP or so. But at least it gives Slark at the 5th level. And the moment he gets his 6th level, he can pretty much stay on the map for as long as he wants. As long as he stays out of enemy vision, but that's not necessarily hard to do early game. The telekinesis being used alongside with Rocket Rush, but Splitter totally missing, and Leshek is actually going to die now. Initial Pressure is going to fall, as well as Viper. And there's only Abaddon who is going to actually go for a Gyrocopter. Yeah, and the Photic Shield just being instantly blown up. And is Abaddon going to survive? Yes, as Death Prophet TPs in to finish up Abaddon with Crypt Swarm. With the assistance of Rubik's Telekinesis. As he gets 2 levels out of the whole thing. And he gets quite an early level in Nullfield. Although I guess he wants to give at least a tiny bit of magic resistance to his teammates to counteract Ancient Apparition's Chilling Touch. But yeah, level 6 already up on Slark. Let's look at hero levels. As well as Doom, so Slark needs to be careful if he wants to either engage or Sunlight's just even farm if Doom has some assistance. And 7 is just going to try, and he will get the Dark Troll Wizard something. I keep forgetting his name. Its name. With his Diabolic Edict.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's look at what items. Well, nothing too crazy going on in terms of items. And Exorcism being used. Telekinesis on Viper. But Splitter is going to miss. Sark actually jumps in and kills up Leshrac using his Shadow Dance. Viper might die. He was really close to death. Recoil being used catching out Death Prophet. Doom being used on Sark, so he's pretty much going to die. Unless they know Doom is going to just finish him off. But is Doom actually going to survive that? Well, Puck and Ancient Apparition actually ran out of mana, so ultimately that's... how many? Freaking 4 kills going to the way of LP and only Slark dying. And Slark died pretty much only due to Doom, which is not a cooldown you just lightly use. And 3 smokes being bought in a row by Abaddon as he pretty much... Rubik actually gets a Viper Strike and he immediately uses it on Viper, I assume, as it is already on cooldown. Sark trying to find Leshrac. It's actually going to find him and kill him off, as Leshrac was just... I'm not sure why he left his forest. And Rubik going to get killed off with numerous slaws and pounds. And Sark is going to finish off his power treads. Puck pretty much forced to go back to base, as he, I assume, gets hit quite hard with multiple crit storms. And well, maybe a well-placed silence also could foil his damage of avoiding plants. First strike being used on Doom, but no follow-up. And ultimately, well, it's not costly in terms of mana, and the cooldown isn't really that big as well, but still, just a casual Viper Strike being used on Doom for no real reason. Quite curious. I'm maybe not like really surprised, but at the same time it's kind of intriguing that Gyrocopter doesn't have even one level missile. I'm not saying max it out, I mean pros usually just leave it at level 1 until the end. Rubik actually steals Viper Strike all over again. Doom being used on Abaddon, but he's going to pretty much just ignore Doom if he gets low enough, or not? I thought the borrowed time just denies Doom. But yeah, the first tower falls, and it's 3-4-0 in favor of this balance. They changed it between patches. I'm pretty sure Doom used to, or rather borrowed time used to take off Doom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Although I'm not really sure if that was like a Dota 2 bug, or was it a Dota 1 change. But yeah, 3-4 nil, and also a tower. This balance is going quite back into the game, with already a 1000 gold advantage, and in terms of experience, evening out with LP. Rubik with Invis. As Gyrocopter gets bounced. Rocket Barrage being immediately used, but doesn't really deal that much damage to the Stark, who just Shadow Dances away. But this is going to be Disbalance's attempt to push bottom tier 1, which is probably not going to be really contested, as LP doesn't really have that much to say about that. Puck goes in, Dream Coils, still being used on Stark, but Rubik and Leshrac immediately die pretty much. Abaddon popping his borrowed time, goes back to full health almost immediately. Gyrocopter falls, and that Prophet is also going to fall as well, so a team wave for this balance, and only for the cost of a Puck. And well, they did get the tower. Did they get the tower, or was it denied? Not sure. I'll just look at the chart later on. But yeah, and the 3 smokes bought by Spawn never really used. Johnson Williams is being picked up by Gyro. And Stark is already level 11, which is quite a big thing, because his bonus health gain per second and bonus movement speed, while unseen, get quite a boost. I mean, just look at that. Almost 480 movement speed. Right there. Kimbo's getting picked up by Abaddon. Let's see if I can figure out. Yeah, that the Prophet is going to grab an Eels Scepter of Divinity. As it's not a surprising thing. Viper is actually rushing an Academ Scepter, and Doom is going for a Mechanism. And I not mentioned Blink Dagger, which was actually used back on bottom. Blink Dagger by Puck. As that's being thrown, going to hit 2.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is under
both
attack.
Mechans and Eels actually get finished right now.
Radiant's bottom tower has
One of tier
fallen.
1 gets finished, as this balance doesn't really do anything aside from smoking up. Then Death Prophet is revealed. She uses Eels on Viper. Doom being used on Puck, and he pretty much melts. Start going in. and he's going to actually finish. No, he actually dies before Gyrocopter falls due to miscellaneous damage, pretty much at that point. So both Puck and Stark are already dead, and a nice blast is going to be thrown, but I don't think. Oh, Leshrac needs to be careful. I'm pretty sure he's going to survive, but if he got hit by the tower once more, I don't think he would be still alive. But yeah, the moment Slark pretty much, the moment Puck disappeared due to Doom, and Viper got... Did Viper die? I don't think he actually died, but he was pretty much forced to run away. It was not a good situation for LP to pursue any retaliation in this team fight. Yeah, in terms of kills, Abandon actually has 5 kills along with Slark. Magic 1 recipe in Leshrac's inventory for whatever reason. Let's look at... Oh, second level of Doom actually is up. A couple of crucial ultis are actually getting near their second level. Exorcism, Call Down, and Viper Strike. Viper Strike's mostly because of the big increase in slow and also a decrease in cooldown. And way more spirits for Death Prophet as it goes from 10 to 18, which is quite a number. Did I count it right? I somehow doubted myself for a second there. But here we have Slark behind enemy lines. Well, behind-ish. As Spawn finally uses one of his smokes, caused by Death Prophet. How close are Gyrocopters? Quite close to his 11 level. Death Prophet as well. So yeah, second level of ultimates already, like I said. A weird and Gyrocopter is actually... Oh no, he actually got hit by the Ice Blast, or really he's shown as if he died in the base. I guess he was able to TP on time, but he got hit by Ice Blast and Poison Attack, which just finished him off. Quite unfortunate. Although they did have to use a couple of ultimates at once. Even though LP is 5 versus 3, well 4, I actually opt not to go any further in terms of the tower, and the middle tier 1 gets denied by this balance. But yeah, that gyro kill was quite a good thing to do for LP, as well when he's dead he cannot really farm, and they didn't really have to fear Gyrocopter's call down when they went for middle tier 1. Look at the gold chart. 1500 gold lead for this balance, and 1500 gold lead for LP actually. That's going to hit, not do that much. Exorcist is being used as well as the Edict to push middle tier 2. But Viper Strike is going to be used. Call down. Stark and Puck pretty much melt before I actually get to say anything. Doom. I'm not even sure who was Doom used on. I assume Slargaski didn't even have the chance to use his Shadow Dance. And Doom picks up a Blink Dagger. So now he can just pretty much appear out of nowhere and make the team fight 5v4, essentially. Oh, and I didn't notice that Rubik actually got Viper Strike again, which is quite amazing how many times he has been able to get that spell. And an Aghanim Scepter finally fought by Viper, and it's actually considered one of the most powerful Aghanims, if only because of the cast range and the cooldown reduction, which are, well, 2 out of 3 factors that are changed between levels. Mana also helps, but not really that much, considering that only other mana spending skill he has is Poison Attack. But still, 900 cast range, and every 12 seconds you pretty much disable someone's physical damage with 60 attack slow and 60% movement slow. Movement speed reduction, rather. The way it was correct. But they diverse. And Shadow Blade being picked up by Sark, which allows him for an easy walk up, like just walk up, attack once, and pounce immediately. And Exorcism and Diabolic Edict being used on top, with being used, Fire Strike going on a Strike, as he actually loses quite a bit of HP. But the mechanism is going to be used, as they want to keep pushing the tower. Exorcism Spirit barely hitting the tower for a second time. Fire Strike being used on Doom. Stark getting picked up and doomed. Dream Coil being used as Rubik falls. Abaddon pops his borrowed time. Gyrocopter falls. Viper Strike being used on Leshrac. So there's only Doom and Deathpower who pretty much have to run away. And yeah, Puck silences and Illusory Orbs them. Snark just pounces. And it's a team wipe. And I'm pretty sure LP didn't lose anyone in that team fight.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, everyone on Hispanis' side died, and they did use even like Doom on Slark, but he just went away. And was pretty much able to, after Doom ended, just regen his health to good enough levels to get Shadow Dance. And even though Puck just went in and Dream Coiled, there wasn't really any follow-up. And the question, and here's the problem, like, there isn't really that much follow-up on LP's side. Or at least like a burst type of a follow-up, as Viper, well, is a DPS dealer rather than a nuking dude, and Sark catches out Gyrocopter. Well, he only had like 100 or 200 HP when he ran away. That doesn't change the fact that the how many times has Gyrocopter died? He's 2, 8, and 5, and he's pretty much this balance's only way to stay in the game when it goes 30 minutes and later, or 35 minutes and later. Whereas LP has, and well, we cannot say that Doom is going to help this balance to stay in the late game that much. I mean, he's been going Mechas and Blink Dagger. It's not much of a damage dealing build. Whereas LP has a Slark, who's been getting numerous kills. And also Viper, who was actually got himself a Sanj. Not sure if he's gonna go for Sanj and Yasha or a Heaven's Halberd. I'm pretty sure it's SNY. I'm not sure who would he feel the need to use Heaven's Halberd on. Zara picks up a DD and LP assumes this is a good time to smoke up. as they don't really know where to look for LP. Well, now that now they know the gyro is up top, and the smoke falls off of this balance. Slark lurking around, waiting for his Shadow Blade cooldown to
Dire's top tower
go
is
away,
under attack.
so he can just jump in. And the
Dire's top tower
amazing reaction from Doom, but Doom is being used on Slark, cooldown being used, and Bug is pretty much going to die. Viper and Slark and Ancient Apparition, due to the cooldown rocket barrage, pretty much everything, and Abandon the only one who stayed alive. And they did use quite a bit of and Pug actually buys back, but I'm not sure what can he do aside from like throwing out the illusory orbs. But this tier 3 is going to fall,
Dire's top
and
tower
along with that the tower is also going to fall. I mean, Ice Blast is
top barrack. Dire's top
okay. They actually very cautiously, and I can really blame them. Ruby gets a Blink Dagger. They very cautiously only take range barracks and get away scot-free. So I'm not sure what really happened for LP. Like, well, the main thing was that Slark, when he wanted to pounce on Doom, he pretty much blinked away at the perfect moment, since Slark was already in midair, and he cannot just stop that stuff. Gem being bought Battle Strike and a BKB on Gyro, which will allow him to just wail on the enemy team. Slark lurking around, and he attacks, but this might be his demise. Or maybe not, as they don't really have... Okay, telekinesis being used. And gets doomed, and... Well... Okay, Ice Blast being used, Rainfall being used. Rubik falls. Borrow time getting triggered. Hold being used alongside with BKB. But it doesn't really do much. Eels used on Abaddon, so he falls as well. And they're actually gonna go for Roshan right after getting 2 kills. Viper is just gonna annoy Armageddon with this 12-second Viper strike. Ice Blast being used, and yeah, Doom is actually going to fall, as well as Death Prop and the Lash Track. And they don't really... Giant is still able to just finish up Roshan and take the Aegis,
Dire's structure
but he's not going to be able to get away from this alive. Oh, and suddenly Missile being used, but he gets Viper Strike again. Hold out being used, but doesn't hit anyone. And Gyro is pretty much between a hard rock and a place. Whoops. A hard place and a rock, rather. As he gets finished off. So, yeah, the Aegis wasn't really that useful. But Gyrocopter did at least get some gold for his team, because if he were just to get out, he would just get finished off as well. But yeah, that was I'm not sure if that was a misclick or anything by Slark, but him just attacking someone pretty much... you could pretty much hear the alarm or alert sound going off from Metal Gear Solid right there, as Disbalance immediately uses everything they can to catch up Slark, and they do finish him off. And yeah, let's look at the charts. Disbalance actually gets a 10k gold
Dire's
advantage.
tower is under attack.
Whereas in terms of XP, it's 2,500 in favor of LP. Viper Strike getting stolen again, and being actually used on the owner of the original owner of the spell. And Doom as well was used on Viper Strike, on Viper. Pff. I wonder how much Rubik is now sad that one of the most recent patches got rid of him being able to just grab the Aghanims upgraded ultimate just by stealing from the person who already has an Aghanims. Although with his success rate and catching Viper Strike, he might pretty much be thinking of just getting it an Aghanims either way. Diabolic Edict being used to get rid of the second tier 3. Telekinesis and level death being used on Puck as they, or the illusion of Puck as they quite cautiously assume that is the original. The Viper ultimately going for Heaven's Halberd and Doom picking up a BKB. I'm not really sure what that decision. I mean, the Viper needs to wait for either Doom or Gyro to use their BKBs first, because if he just uses Heaven's Helper, then both Gyro and Doom can just okay BKB. I don't really give a damn about this. But it seems Heaven's Helper was the pickup they needed to be more confident, I guess. And Stark is actually working up his way towards Scuddy. Well, he's still going to need like a bit around 3,000 more gold. Not to mention, I'm not sure he's going to just buy it immediately the moment he gets the chance, or save it for buyback. Speaking of, everyone has it ready, but only 2 on this Balances team actually have the goal to do the buyback. Pound's going to miss. Sheldon's being used. Splitter not hitting. Ice Blast hitting only one person. Doom being used as Stark and he's going to fall. Dream Coil being used by Puck, but only catches out Gyro, who uses BKB to ignore that stuff. No, Stark actually lived through. I'm sorry, but Viper, Puck, and Abandon are ultimately falling due to, well, Death Prophet's Exorcism also being used, and yeah, Ancient Oppression is going to fall as well, as Telekinesis level death, and numerous Exorcism spirits are going to eat through his health. And while they don't have Exorcism, I'm pretty sure they can just take this set of racks free of charge. As Stark gets kinda sorta caught out. And, well, he ultimately dies.
Dire's middle barracks has
But yeah, ultimately, even though LP had the advantage at the beginning, numerous mistakes caused that this balance was able to just prioritize some of them,
Dire's middle tower
capitalize
is under
rather on them quite well. And the GG call
Radiant victory.
from LP. Ultimately, the gold lead was 14k, which is quite a bit. So ultimately, I guess like Gyrocopter and Doom didn't really need to be that farmed, as their skills alone were able to just annihilate LP's team. This has been Double Player. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.